All right, everybody, welcome back to the video. Thanks for joining. So I just wanted to update you. Today we're gonna start a new build, and this new build is gonna be about a travel trailer, overlanding trailer, or just outdoor camping setup type deal. So today we're gonna build a overland travel trailer, but this trailer is specifically gonna be designed to work with this Tesla. So before, I had a Toyota Tacoma off-road, you know, the sport off-road basically. And what you could do, or what I plan to do with it, was to build a trailer that I could tow behind it and go overlanding. Well, now that that truck is totaled and I have a Tesla, I wanted to switch it up a bit. I still wanted to have a travel trailer for camping, but this one, what I wanted to be able to do with it was tow it behind the Tesla and have it be aerodynamic enough where it wouldn't obliterate the mileage range that we have on this Tesla, but also be able to get me to where I wanted to go, where I could then, instead of off-roading the car or the truck at the time, instead of off-roading the truck that I had, we're gonna just take the trailer and the car to a camp spot, then get off, end up at the trailhead, and from the trailhead we would be able to take my bike off, then go biking to have that overland experience. You know, gravel bike, dirt bike, whatever you want to call it, mountain biking with everybody. Just be able to hit these trailheads, go for a camping weekend, and just have something that's, you know, pretty fun. So what we're going to do today is start the build of the trailer. I'm going to show you where I left off when I had still planned to use it with the truck, and where I'm going to try and move it to for the future so that you can see some camping outdoor type videos. What I would love to be able to do is just have something that's very mobile, something where I'd be able to have all the space I need but not take up any of the car room. And what I plan to do is be able to have I have a rooftop tent that I'm going to deploy at the campsite, and then my kids are excited to be able to camp in the car itself, so they're going to be, you know, fold down the seats and put the car in camp mode and go like that. So I'll show you everything that I plan to build here in a second. All right, here you can see the trailer that I had built. This is where I left it. I built this about a year ago when I first picked up my welder, and what I realized was that I made it work, but I wasn't as good at welding as I should have been to tackle a project like this. So it's been a year. I've got all my learning down and everything. So this is what I have. I have the Schmitty built rooftop tent. I mounted on a few steel poles, and I welded that to the trailer, and I didn't really do much to it after that. I did take off the tongue and extend it, but what I'm gonna do is take that back off, weld in some cross beams to give it some more strength, and then that's actually where I'm gonna sit my generator, just right here on the front. So I'm gonna have that. And I'm thinking that I'm gonna pull off all of the rails. I'm just gonna take off all the rails, and I'm gonna rebuild it myself. I know a lot more than I did when I first started, so I know how to make it work. And there's like a lot of things. Like I showed you, I had built these stands, my charging station, and everything like that. So the goal is to be able to pull it with this baby. So I do have the tow package on here, and I want the trailer to not be much higher than the highest point of the Tesla. So what I plan to do is lower this. I think it's at like 16 inches it needs to come down. And I might leave this shelf there in order to have a second storage, so I can have 2 levels of storage, and then have everything else on the bottom row, and then, you know, some of the other things on top. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not sure if I'll ever need the top row, but we're just gonna leave it because why not? And then what I want is the airflow to be able to come through that cavity right there, so that I don't have as much drag as some of the other people's builds. And I'm hoping that will cut down on the 30% to 45% range loss that people are seeing. So we'll see how this build goes. I think I'm gonna bring it down a few inches, but I need to do a test, and I've been measuring, but I wanna make sure it's perfect, because this actually is more important to me, being able to have like a slipstream of the wind resistance, be able to head through the center. Over here's the bike I'm talking about doing. Right now I have my road wheels on it, but my gravel wheels are hanging up right here, and I'm just gonna be able to take this to the trailhead, mount up those wheels. Actually, I'll have them on this time of year anyway, and then just be able to head out on the trails and you know, be able to do it. So I have the hitch on here now. I welded it on, so I have this hitch on the car. Now it's time to do a quick test and see what it'll be like, see what I can see when it's mounted on this car. This will be the first hookup, because I literally just unpacked this trailer for the first time today in over a year. I tucked it away and then got in a car accident. You'll see everything about that in another video. But so my Toyota Tacoma is actually completely totaled, beyond repair totaled at this point. So that's why I have this new car, and I'm just switching up the plans. I do have overkill for what I'm going with. I mean, it's completely overkill, because having this on the trailer that I don't plan to go off-road in, just to a national park or something similar, park it at the campsite and then head out on the bike. It's overkill, but I'm not going to buy new parts, and then I'm not going to unweld this and rebuild. It's just going to go, I'm going to go with what I've already got. And then so I have my metal delivered today, so we're going to start cutting that up, and then we're going to redo this. But first I need to collect some measurements. So I'm glad I made the time to test this out before I actually went with it and started doing modifications. You know, these are my views here, and then the top one, this is the one I really wanted to focus on. Since I extended that tongue out, it's so far behind me that I don't even think what I was worried about will quite matter. So I can pull it down. I also noticed that I can't even see the tint through the rear cam. Even looking through the mirror, like, I see basically this when I look through my mirror. That's about what I can see. So now looking at the camera, like I say, it's so far behind me that what I was worried about, I don't think it's gonna matter. So I am gonna lower it, like I said, so it's not above the car, and hopefully that'll help. And then I know all the other things that I need to do. So this is looking pretty good. I like this test. Let's go outside and see some more.